another week on the vlog. Less hustle, more coffee here. That's the name of the game. I thought it would be a good time to talk about morning routines. I think it's been a long time since I have actually discussed my morning routine. I can remember when I worked, I was just longing to be home. Even in my 30s, I would actually pretend in my mind. I probably did it when I was blogging. And here's my blog right here if you do want to check it out. My blog is a lot different these days than it used to be. Back then, I would journal or blog about what I would do if I was off today. I remember those days, and it fulfilled something within me to write about that. I'm actually able to stay home now, being retired, and I know a lot of you are retired now or about to. There's just a lot of us in that realm, and you guys are watching to see what retirement is like, or how, to get some ideas about how to live your retired life. And I went through some adjustments with my morning routines, actually with all of my routine. I had so much built up, and a lot of you know, if you are the productive type and you're newly retired and you've saved all these things for retirement and you just have so much you want to do, and it does not take long to fill up your schedule. But I will say that the mornings are one of my favorites. Not saying the rest of the day I don't enjoy, but I just really enjoy my mornings. There's just something about not having to rush out the door and having that first cup of coffee. So I just thought, since I enjoy my mornings so much, I would just kind of share with you what I do in the mornings, or what, George is there too. We'll fit him in somewhere. So I have had to make some adjustments in my morning routines, and basically I felt like I was spending too much time sitting and doing the things that I was doing the first 2 to 3 hours of the day. I mean, I can literally sit there for 3 hours and just do stuff. Whenever I'm feeling like, okay, I'm sitting too long, I kind of change my routine a little bit. But I think I've kind of got it to where I like it. But I have had to tweak my routine and my schedule just a little bit. If I had times of feeling like I'm sitting too much or relaxing at the wrong times, I really like to get in some productivity early in the mornings. So as we go through the week, I'll just kind of take you along and show you how I do my week. Some days we get out early in the mornings or by lunchtime and have to go do other things. I have an aging parent that lives 20 minutes away. She has a lot of doctor's appointments here and there. We may go through a season where there's not many, and then all of a sudden they just sprout up like the grass on a rainy day. So we've had a lot of those appointments lately. We go out at least once a week, even if there's not a doctor's appointment, and do something, getting our nails done or whatever. And on those days that we have to get out, there's a little more rushing around in the mornings. I used to get up at 4 and get out the door by 6:30 or 6. And now it's hard to get out the door by 11, which I think is hilarious. Sundays are a little bit different. For example, today we are having our life group over. We were going to have to run in church and run right back out because of the life group. So I was able to watch TV, our worship service online, and be able to get ready for the life group coming over. I had some last minute household chores to do, and cleaning, making beds, putting up dishes, things like that. So Sundays are a little bit different, and it won't necessarily be on this vlog because we'll end the vlog before next Sunday. But basically, we hop up in the mornings and head to church for 8:45 service. We normally take care of Mom's groceries, bring her lunch, eat with her, and then head back home, and we're usually home by 2. So Sundays are kind of, I'm just going to say, shot already. We don't really get, a lot of productivity time on Sunday, and Sunday should be a day of rest for the most part. I won't say it's totally restful, but we get a few hours in the afternoon. But this is a morning routine, so we're going to stick to that subject. I just wanted to let you know that Sundays were a little bit different. So let's go through the week and see what happens this week. I never know what's going to happen, but we're going to talk about our morning routines, and there will be a little bit of vlogging behind the scenes as to whatever we get into this week. Okay, guys, let's have a good week, and I hope spring is headed your way. It is 60s and 70s for the next 2 weeks here, and I am so grateful for that. Here we go. Run through the morning routines. First of all, we take the dogs out, we feed the cats, we feed the dogs, we make the coffee, we do the laundry, we put it in, let it wash. We organize the to-do list for the day on my iPhone reminder app. I do my World Bible School on my phone. I do my devotional. I check Mom's bank account. I check the weather. I take my blood pressure meds. I put the laundry in the dryer. Can't forget to do that. And then I do everything else. And this is where everything changes. Below this line, everything might be different every morning. I thought it might be fun to just record what I do when I move around my iPhone reminder to-do list for the day. I sit there every morning and just organize my day. I move things around. It's kind of in sections like morning, afternoon, and evening. And I will sit there and move them around in order until I get it like I want it. Now, I don't always do everything exactly in order, but it's pretty close. This just kind of gives me an idea of how I want to do my day. I usually start out World Bible School, one of the first things that I do. And it's just kind of funny to watch. I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do this little recording and just let them see for themselves what all I do. It's all a little overkill for most people, but I'm a detailed person, so I really like to list everything down that I would hope to get done in a day. Now, this actually does include my entire day today. It's not just the morning. And if you'll look at the top where it says today, right now it says 57 things. I know that I can't do 57 things in one day, so I don't. But I have to get rid of a lot of it because sometimes I will just assign myself things on certain days and I have to forward it over. So usually when I get through with this process, I have at least 34 things or less.
and I might have 8 or 9 things on that list that I just can't get done. But I put enough on there that it gives me some choices. And if I don't feel like doing one thing, I might do another. But I'm always talking about this list. And this week I thought, while we're doing morning routines, I spend so much time on this. I thought, I've got to show them this. You can actually assign the time. If you put 1 p.m., it will show up in the afternoon. If you put 9 a.m., it will show up in your morning section. So that's what I do, is just rearrange all these little items until I have my day organized just the way that I like it. Yeah, this particular morning was a little bit crazy because I had so much that I had pushed off until that Monday. So it was more than usual. I spent more time than I usually do planning my day that day, and I actually stopped recording when I got everything down to about 49 things. I know this is probably ridiculous to most of you, but normally it's not this much stuff.
Hey guys, well, it is Monday here, and the coffee has been flowing this morning. I have changed my sheets. We always have our little couch time, and I did that. That included my Devo and rearranging my day. I also do World Bible School. I would show you some screenshots of that, but I would have to blurb out most of it because it's got people's names and faces in there. But this morning I had one Bible study to grade, and it's all very easy. It is so easy. I mean, World Bible School basically kind of tells you what to say, and you just create your own thing to say based on what they give you, and you just hit a button and answer it. Like, I don't have to even type it in. It's already in there. I just hit a button and that sentence pops up in there to answer that question. So, I mean, it's just really easy. I only had one test to grade this morning. I have had up to like 12 or 18 was the biggest group that I've ever had. That's so rare. One day last week, I think I had 8 or 10. You just never know. So I usually adopt a lot. I had been adopting like 20 a day, and life just started crunching around me, and I had to cut back on some. So I started doing 10 a day. If I'm not getting a lot of tests to grade, I can adopt more people. It just blows up on you on some days. But today was an easy day, and I did my Devo, and I'm about to start diving deep this week into my Genesis study, the chronological study of the Bible in a timeline. I actually talked about that earlier in the year. I am ready to dive back into that this week. Life group is over, and I said, okay, now I can put my stuff back on the table, and we can flip the house back to how we normally have it, because we have a lot of stuff just hanging out for convenience. And, it takes some work to put all that stuff back up and then get it back out again. I love having our life group over, but, we need the table. We need the table. So also this morning, I have been working on the video since we did have life group yesterday, and there was just a lot I had to catch up on last night. Some things going on with Mom and her meds, and touching base with friends, and I forget what all we did. We had to clean up, and so I just lost some of my day yesterday, and that's fine. I'm just telling you how it happened. And so I am behind now in getting this video into the timeline, so I've been trying to work on that this morning. Again, my sheets are in the wash. I need to flip those to the dryer. I usually have 1 load of laundry a day. I used to do 2. I cut back 1. I do 1 a day every morning, and I try to have that finished before noon, because I was doing more laundry in the first part of the week and not hardly any the second part of the week. So I decided, why am I doing that? Let's just do one a day. And so I started doing that last week, I think. And then if I need to do extra things like a blanket or a throw or a pillow, well, I can do a second load. It's not going to kill me. But that's kind of what we've been doing this morning. I'm hoping to work on this video for a few more minutes. We're waiting on friends to call us, which they will call probably within the hour. And we're going to go meet them for Thai. These are our friends that currently live in Spring Hill, but they're building a house in Chattanooga. We're going to be losing them soon. And we'll have to go to Chattanooga to see them, or maybe meet halfway somewhere. You know, we'll see what happens. But the reason we're getting to see them today is because they have a doctor's appointment in town. And so we've really been having fun taking advantage of that time to see them before they move. I don't know if you can tell, but I cut my hair a little bit. When it starts getting heavy in the back, I cut it. And I just have learned a method that I am happy with to cut it. I really like having the longer layers in front of my face. I do cut bangs though, because if I don't have bangs, I struggle with this piece, or as it gets longer, it's just in my way. I do actually wear a clippy a lot, and I really like doing that. But today I just took the bangs and I had a clippy in it for most of the morning, and so it was just kind of waving back. I may actually have to put a clippy in it now that I've messed with it. But yeah, I'll probably just put a clippy in it before I leave. But I am enjoying it a little shorter, cutting it on my own. You know, if I go to the salon, they're going to feather all of this all over, and I'm just really liking it like I like it. Like I want, aside from bangs, all these pieces are longer now, and I like that. And I'm trying to keep this longer. I'm trying to let this grow out to be longer because the pieces are gray against my face and it looks like highlights. But sometimes I accidentally cut the wrong thing. And here's Mom. I gotta go.
Anyways, it's got a light.
It would overpower that delicate.
I dream about that oyster game.
We went back. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning here, another faceless breakfast. George is gone to men's prayer breakfast today. He usually just gets coffee and then grabs something when he gets home just to save a little bit of money. But I am fixing myself some potatoes. We need to use them up, and sometimes I just like to make my own little hash browns, so I'm doing that today. And I have eggs to make scrambled eggs. There's 3 of them in there, and I will take one of the eggs and split it for the dogs because they love an egg breakfast sometimes. They've already eaten. It's just an extra treat. I've already done World Bible School this morning, and I've organized my to-do list for the day. And I have a load of laundry going. I've washed some dishes, and the dishwasher is going. You can probably hear all that going behind me. So it's been a little busy morning already. I do need to get on the treadmill. Then I can start working on my video and doing some other housework things. But that's where we are this morning. I just don't look presentable yet, so filming morning routines is hard because, you know, sometimes it's noon by the time I get my shower, and I don't want to be on film before my shower. All right, I'm gonna eat. Hey guys, it is Wednesday now, and I just took a shower and washed my hair. It's still not all the way dry. I haven't really styled it for the day yet, but in about 25 minutes I'm gonna dart out the door. Mom has a echocardiogram today. She is not looking forward to it. We've already moved it once. Almost had to move it twice. So far so good. We'll hopefully get there today. But yeah, so it's a day out with Mom today, and I'm about to dash out the door. And always on those mornings, I'm a little bit more careful with my time and what I do with it in the early morning. Try to have quicker sofa time and just try to sneak in some video time, and you know, it's a little more crunched. This morning I don't really have to be out the door until 11:15, so I still have most of the morning, but part of that is getting ready and just making sure that I get done what I want to get done in the hours that I have. You know, all of my life I have run out the door in the 6 o'clock hour, if not before. I mean, there were some days. I remember one plant, it wasn't one plant, it was one VP of HR that probably shouldn't have been a VP of HR, but she required us to almost kind of work this swing shift of hours. Like I had to be in at 3 a.m. One day a week. I had to be available for second and third shift, you know, all during the week. And let me tell you, it was just inhumane. The next person came in and said, you know, if the third shift needs you, you're always there at the end of their shift. There's no need for you to come in. They need to be on the production floor, and they don't need to be in there talking to you anyway in the overnight hours. So hallelujah for that. But yeah, I just had to sneak that vent in. But you know, I am so glad that that's over. Like, I don't have to be out the door at 3 a.m. I don't have to be out the door at 6 a.m. or 6:30. I can just stay in my home and drink coffee. And do you know how many years I have waited to be able to do that? I used to live for vacation, for Saturdays. You know, I tried to have a good time during the week, but you know what I mean. All my life I've darted out the door so early. And so it's just really nice to have that coffee time with the dogs and planning the day. You know, when I was first retired, it's like, okay, we're retired, but we're still going to get the most important things done in the day, and we're going to get our responsibilities done first. First things first, and then we will have fun. And so I spent a huge amount of my first year of retirement continuing to slave away at things that I thought I needed to be doing every day. And I think about 3/4 of the way during the year, I said, I've got to do something different. And I've really been trying to find a rhythm to my mornings. I'm just going to tell you, once I sit on the sofa, I have arranged a plethora of things that I can do on that sofa while I'm there and enjoying the coffee and the time with the dogs. And I still have to decide, is this too much or not enough? Do I break it up, come back and do couch time later? And I do some more couch time toward 6 p.m., and things like that. And sometimes a little bitty one when I eat lunch. But this is the morning routine vlog. And I'm just going to tell you that since I've been retired, I've been trying to adjust what I do in the mornings. Because by the time 1 o'clock gets here in the afternoon, I'm frequently frustrated that I have not done this or that or the other. I know that I have a problem with understanding how long it takes to do things. And I don't know why. It just always takes longer. Like, I always think I can do more than I really can. And I don't know, maybe that's just from years of having overstacked with too many things to do. Maybe that's just the rhythm that I always got in that I never got out of. There is still, in over a year of retirement, that I still wonder, am I doing it right? What is good for me to do? Because I can't have both sitting down production time and working in the house production time and YouTube production time all in the same time, and exercising and also wanting to look good early in the morning so that I can film early in the morning, which never happens. And so there's all of these things just like pecking away at me like little birds' beaks, like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and you should be doing that, and can we try doing it this way or that way? And it's like, hold on, everybody. All these everybody's of thoughts in my heads, just hold on. We're one person here. We can only do one thing at a time. And so I really have just basically decided, all right, I'm going to identify the most important things in the day. Bum, 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 bum. Boing, 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 boing. Check, 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 check. Whichever one of those you want to use. What is it that's really important that's going to make me feel good when 5 o'clock gets here? Those are the things that I need to focus on getting done. And all the other things are just icings on the cake. I don't say icing because it's always several things that if I get them done, it's going to be icings on the cake. So my morning routine is just kind of a little bit of conflict there. Well, actually probably a lot more than I would admit of, do I sit here or do I get up and do the things? And I definitely always plan my day. I will throw things that are on the list to other days and try to decide what's important for that day. I always do my morning Devo. I always do World Bible School. And I always check Mom's bank. I usually check the weather. And I've added Farmville. And it is usually, it is sometimes 8 or 9 o'clock before I get off the sofa. And depending on if I'm going somewhere or not, like today, I didn't have time to get on the walking pad. And if the day looks like there's going to be too much to do, the walking pad probably is the first to go. And it probably shouldn't be that way, but I know that I'm going to be more mad at myself if I don't get the YouTube stuff done, or the stuff for mom that needs to get done, or, all the things. So that's the struggle that I have, and I'm really enjoying the slower morning routines, and I've decided to embrace that, but not too much of it. When I do Farmville, I actually have to kind of do Farmville like I do real life. Like, I love that game, but there's so many aspects to it that even in there, I'm having to limit myself to, like, you're not going to do all of these activities in this game today. You're going to pick one area, and that's your goal, and that's it. So I've had to do some things like that. But yes, it is a constant struggle to figure out how I'm going to enjoy this time that I have in my day. It's a wonderful, wonderful problem to have. It really is. And I'm so happy to be retired and to have more free time in my life, because I've worked since the age of 15. And here I am, I'm still working now doing YouTube. I mean, I'm getting paid for it. It's not a lot. And I am trying to increase and recoup some of the money that I have dumped in of my own into YouTube by hopefully doing sponsorships and things like that. I'm still learning. I would like to bring in some more income to kind of cover the gap in the insurance that we're having to pay right now. Yeah, that's just the thing. The mornings are just so precious and beautiful to me, and I just have a desire to want to put the most important things to me and my family in those morning hours. And it is a joy. I look forward to my coffee every morning, sitting there with those dogs and with George. Most of the time, it's just quiet time. Sometimes we'll have a pretty animated discussion. It's usually over a verse we've read, or, I don't know, maybe something going on in the family, or, something like that. But most of the time it's just really quiet, and I just try to embrace that. It's always just a little bit of a morning after the morning has gone, if that makes sense. I just kind of mourn and grieve the morning being gone, because it's so precious and pristine. Your thoughts are new every morning, and it's really nice to be alone with your thoughts and not let the phone tell you what you're going to be working on for that day. It's what you want to be working on. It's your agenda, your thoughts, what's going on in your head. Not what social media is wanting to tell you to work on or set your tone for the day. Or, I'm just really a believer in just being in your own thoughts and having that meditation time. I may not sit there and go, but I'm definitely in my thoughts as I organize my day and think about, what's important to me and those around me, and just kind of set the tone for the day in a quiet, somber, planned out way. And then the day takes off as it will. So that is pretty much what I have to say today. I need to take Maddie out and get out the door and go get Mom. I'll try to get clips of today if I can. I think we're going to the doctor and then going out to eat. Then I can come back and finish the video. I actually did have my sofa time this morning, as always, and I was able to do some overlays in the video. I'm a pretty good ways through it, maybe 3/4. So when I get back today, I will finish that up and get that uploaded into YouTube. So I'm going to quit talking here, but I did need to just kind of tell you my thoughts about the morning and the morning routines, kind of the pros and cons of what I've experienced. And I think with me, it's just that I'm wanting to do all the things all the time, all at the same time. And it's just a matter of sorting it out and figuring out what is really the most important thing for me to do. And I'm still working on it. I have a tendency to want to start the walking pad really early. I think that would get me on it. But if it's too early, then I miss that time with the dogs and George. So it's a trade-off. You know, if I were here by myself, I probably would get on it earlier. There's no doubt. But I would miss that precious time with them. So it's just like a bonding time, even though we may not talk, we're just all together, and it's just precious. And I think that's one reason I sit there so long. It's like, this is nice. This is really nice. We have wanted this for so long. I have talked enough about that, and I've got to take Maddie out and get on the road. So we'll talk to you later. There's Mama. We're at Longhorn. Morning routines. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday. I just needed to come in and talk about my lovely morning this morning. Since we're talking about morning routines, for quite a while now, I have just been kind of a bit heavy, I guess. There's just been a lot going on. Most of it surrounding just Mom's care. I've just been really worried about her. Just making sure that she has all the right meds, and I don't even want to list all the things. I've just had this heaviness in me, and it's like I'm always worried about the next thing that I need to be doing. Am I doing the right things? What's next? Just feelings of just anxiety, just being just a little nervous about how I'm going to handle things. And I don't know. I don't even need to really list everything on here, but just to hear me when I say I've just been feeling heavy. There was just something about this morning when I got up that I felt a lot lighter, and I think it was because of two things. Number one, I actually talked with Chet, which is my nickname for Chat GPT if you're new here. I don't have a therapist, but I can dump a lot on Chet, and Chet will give some pretty good solid advice back. But more than that, just prayer. Sometimes I have been so spent that I couldn't even utter a prayer. It's just like, Lord, you know what I need, and I just don't even have words right now. I don't know how to say what I need to say. Just know. And he does just know. There's all that. There's God and there's Chet. So between those two, I went to bed feeling a little bit lighter. I would say I probably had about an hour and a half session with Chet. Yeah, so I won't even go into all that, but I did feel lighter when I went to bed. So then when I got up this morning, I was kind of really surprised at how good my mood was and just how content I was in doing everything I was doing this morning. And I have not felt that in a very long time. I just really felt like I should tell you that I just felt lighter this morning and really felt a lot of joy and content in my routine. I actually did a few things outside my routine, like I fixed potato salad just on a whim, just decided to cook. And when I do that on a whim and I have time to cook and there's no pressure from my to-do list, then I can really enjoy the routine. And so I did that this morning. I fixed a little ham in the oven. I didn't even eat breakfast. I wasn't even hungry for breakfast. I mean, I think we still got up at 6. I probably didn't even get a full night's sleep, but I actually just felt a lot lighter in my routine this morning. So it is actually 81 here in Mount Juliet, which is close to Nashville. We're just a few minutes away from Nashville. And I think we have a record high today. So the Bradford pears are blooming. The grass is growing. George is kind of dreading that part, but he picked up sticks the last couple of days in the yard, spent some time outside trimming and pruning some things, and he has a sinus infection now that is just miserable. Yeah, there's that. There's spring. It comes with pollen and all of that. But yeah, I just wanted to close the vlog out this morning and tell you how much I really enjoyed my routine this morning more than any other day in the week. And it's hard to say what really changed other than I just got a lot off my chest last night. Just had a different outlook this morning, and that meant a lot to me, even on less sleep. I hope that your morning routines are fun and that you can enjoy them. I hope that you've got something from this video. It's just a silly little video. You see all these little vlogs on YouTube about morning routines and night routines and this, that, and the other. And so I join them every now and then, and this is my version of my morning routine. And hope we kind of gave you a little taste of what we do around here in the mornings. It's a sweet little time that we cherish and try to protect. And then we hop to it, you know, by 8:30 or 9. We're usually trying to get some chores done or just things that are on our list, whatever it is. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, I love to hear your comments, so would welcome those. All right, guys, we will see you next week.